family, kingdom family. What's up, everybody? I'm so grateful, so excited, so honored to be here with you all this morning on our 51st session of the kingdom. I'm just making sure that's right. 50. Yes, this is our 51st session of the kingdom, and it's such a huge gift. And some of you might notice, those of you who've been here, and I see Wendy, it's your first time here, welcome. So those of you who have been here from the very beginning of our kingdom days will recognize this space and this room. So let me just show you. This is the same room that I started the kingdom in a year ago. And so I'm so grateful to be here with all of you back in this space. I'm at Esalen, which many of you will be joining me at very soon. And just a huge honor and a privilege to be here with you all in this space. So I just want to make sure you all can hear me okay, that you can see me okay. And here we are, almost at our 1 year anniversary of the kingdom, right here on what we've been calling here on the Esalen campus, Interdependence Day. So as we begin all of our sessions, and you're going to see the slides are going to look a little bit different today because I have a little surprise for you all. Oops, hold on one second. Here we go. So slides are going to look a little bit different today, those of you who will notice, but I always go through our belief statements, which we believe all beliefs are welcome here. We believe all biologies are welcome here. We believe in the power of music to open our hearts and minds. We believe that wisdom can come from many places. We believe in an expanded definition of self, and we don't just honor or tolerate each other's differences here at the kingdom, but we know that we're stronger because of them, and ultimately we rise together. And what we do in every single one of our sessions of the kingdom is we begin with a poem or a song or prayer or some kind of art or music to ground us into our space. And then we go into our teaching, a practice, our power actions, our golden nugget, and all of the above to dive us deeply into the center of our hearts. And so, as we go into today's session today, I brought something with me, which I'm so grateful for. So I brought this little drum. Let me see. Hold on. So I brought this little drum, kingdom drum, okay, that I've been just playing around with here at Esalen. So we're gonna see what comes. I didn't plan this. I literally just brought it because I was practicing it today and the spirit is moving me to do a song. So let's see what comes through. Kingdom, kingdom, kingdom family, kingdom, kingdom, kingdom family. We are family. We are family. Kingdom, kingdom, kingdom family, kingdom, kingdom, kingdom family. We are family. We are family. Kingdom, kingdom, kingdom family, kingdom, kingdom. I hope you're singing at home. We are family. We are family. Kingdom, kingdom, kingdom family, kingdom, kingdom. We are family. We are family. Can y'all tell I'm in a good mood today? Kingdom family, I love you all so much. We'll do much more drumming soon. And we'll be doing it here together at Esalen. And as we begin all of our sessions, I just want us to start with our prayer. Let's just go straight into our prayer. So go ahead and place your hands over your heart. Just feel the joy that we get to experience and drop into together every week for almost an entire year now. God, Spirit, universe, all that is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be, we thank you. Thank you for bringing this community together from far and wide. Thank you for all the people who get to come here live for the first time today. Thank you for everybody who's going to be getting the chance to meet in person this month here at Esalen. Thank you for the opportunities that we have to thrive and to grow. May we step beyond fear. May we see through fear to the truth of what is really pressing forward inside of us and in our own lives, so that we may step in to our calling and our purpose and our destiny. May we step fully through the door and the threshold of our lives, so that we can fully be and experience what it is to be in the full power of our Dharma, which is our divine life purpose. May each of us here and now remember the truth of who we are. And anytime we forget, may this community, this kingdom, welcome us back home to ourselves. Thank you for bringing us here. Thank you for gathering us together. Thank you for our health, our wealth, our safety, our abundance, and our remembrance of the truth. This is your moment now to welcome in your own personal prayer for yourself, or for the world, or to set your intention for today's session. God, Spirit, Universe, all that is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be, we thank you. Thank you for bringing this community together. May everything that is said and done today be used for the benefit of all. I'd like you all to keep your eyes closed and stay in this space. And just notice what arises with the beat of the drum. Wake it up. Wake up the energy. I don't know if it's too loud for you guys. I'm looking at my levels. Wake it up. May you wake up to your power. May you wake up to your brilliance. May you wake up all of the energy that's inside of you. From deep inside of your heartbeat, from the heartbeat of the drum, out into the heartbeat of the world. So it is. Ashe, Aho, Salam, Amen, Satnam, Om, Awen. Thank you. Here we are. Here we are, here we are. All right, Kingdom. So I got a couple things to share with you before we jump fully into our session. I'm actually going to turn the music off for this, okay, so y'all can hear me closely and just welcome and Hello, Aveline and Mom and Allison. I love that you're drumming along with me on the desk, and Brenda. And yes, Kingdom Drum Circle is coming. So much fun and so much love that we're gonna do here. And so I want to just make sure that you all know this and have this very clear in your heart so that you can feel what's coming. And I also want you to feel fully in my entire heart and heart of hearts and being, there is not one aspect, not one even little inch of me that is trying to do a sales pitch on you guys at all. And I think you all know this about me at all, but I just want to make sure that's coming, my intentions are coming through straight and clear. Our community is coming together in person really for the first time. Our full community really here is coming together for the first time at the end of this month here at the Esalen Institute, which is where I'm at right now. It is a beautiful space overlooking the cliffs of the California coastline in Big Sur, California, with natural hot springs and rolling hills and incredible sacred land that the indigenous elders here, you can feel the energy when you're here, which is why I've spent so much time here this year. The kingdom, the idea for the kingdom was born this week. The idea hit me while I was here in the shower this week, the 4th of July week at Esalen a year ago. And 2 weeks later, we had our first session of the kingdom all together. And so it's just a really special place. The liberation experience idea was born here. The idea for my book, Stay Woke, was born here. And it has been my dream. I've been coming to Esalen for the last decade. I've been coming here for 10 years, first as a student and now as a teacher, and also on the board of directors here, board of trustees. And for my entire life, it has been a dream, literally a dream that I didn't even know. I just said, one day, I'm gonna get to bring my people here. I'm gonna get to bring a diverse, incredible group of people here. We're gonna be around the piano. We're gonna be around the bonfire. We're gonna be singing and drumming and expressing, and it's gonna be all colors and all ethnicities because this place has been historically very white. And I've been working deeply with the team here. And contextually, Esalen historically has been a very expensive place to come. And what they have done for the first time in history, is the prices for our workshop are the most accessible prices Esalen has ever offered in history, ever. And so for context, it includes all your food, meals, natural hot springs open 24 hours, your accommodations, everything. If you come and you share a room with somebody inside of the community, or you come and bring a friend, it's less than $600. Typically, the cheapest room is $1,500. So prices are more than halfway down. The reason I'm so excited about this is I have been just aching and just chomping at the bit to bring you all here. And so our first weekend sold out. We had a weekend planned July 23rd to 25th. It completely sold out. It sold out. They added a second weekend for us. And so many of you have already signed up. And so I just want to just share with you all. I know there are so many of you who wish you can come and there's no way you can come. If there is any possibility of you being here, of you coming to this incredible place with us at the end of the month, our second retreat is the second dates, just for clarity, are July 30th through August 1st, Friday to Sunday. And there are already so many of you. Mary Teresa is coming, my mom, Deanna, Julie, Kiko, Jarrell, Neo, Lynn, Yoli. So many of you are already coming. Samzy. The first weekend is packed with people. Molly, Heidi. So if there's any way to get your asses down here, come. It is going to be the celebration of celebrations to bring our community together, and many of you have been wanting to do in person. And so I just want to make sure that you all have that. So I'm going to put the link here for you. Give me just 1 second to properly pull it up. So I'm going to put the link here for all of you to register. And what I want you to know is if you click register now and you select your room type, whatever the price is there is the total price of the room. So if it says $1,100 and 2 people stay in there, it's $550. right? And or vice versa. And so there are several of you who want to come. Thank you so much, Mary Teresa. Here's the link to sign up. And just whatever we can do to make it happen. Email me if you need to be partnered up with people. People are asking me and looking for pairs and partners. We actually have one male who's coming, who's looking for a male partner to be in his room with him, and he's already signed up. So if you sign up, all you have to do now is pay a deposit, and the deposit gets held, and the remaining balance gets charged, I think, just before you arrive here. And so even if you can't come, what I will let you all know, who those of you who are coming, and I know those of you who really want to come, like Allison, who can't cross the border and all of that. So what I was going to tell you is this, is two things. Number one, if there are no single rooms available, you can still book a double room and just have it to yourself. Whatever the price is there on the page is the full price. And Aveline, I see you. Please send me an email. And the deposit is 30%. And this is what I'm going to say. For those of you who are coming, on Sunday of our closing session, we're going to do the kingdom in person together for the first time. And we're going to live stream it to all of you who are not able to be there. So 2 Sundays in a row, the last 2 Sundays of July, we've set up a camera crew and everything, or not a camera crew, but a camera setup with the SLN staff. And you're going to all be here with us live, even if you can't make it in person. But if there's anything that you can do to make it, come. Okay? So I won't talk about this more and more. I don't want to go on and on in our session about this today, but I really wanted to take a second to really just speak about how special this place is. And if there's something in your heart that is saying, I'm going to figure out how to make this work, talk to me. We'll make it work. I want you to be here if your heart wants to be here and if you're able. Okay? I love you all so much. Let's dive into our session. Okay. So, and one more thing. Do mark your calendars for New Year's Eve. We'll be doing something in person together this year for New Year's Eve, Manifest this year. So do mark your calendars for New Year's Eve. If people ask you if you have plans for New Year's Eve, you have plans. Okay, so mark your calendar because we're gonna have some fun together. Okay, so here we are at the kingdom. And so what I am super excited to do today, and this just popped up as an inspiration for me, because we're at the same, literally this is the very week that the idea for the kingdom was blessed to come into and through my mind. And I'm going back to our very, very, very first sessions of the kingdom, first session of the kingdom ever. And we did a special session called The Power of Being. And because I'm back in the very same room that we had our first kingdom in, and I'm back in the same space that we had our first kingdom in, I wanted to circle back around to this topic because I think we as a community have grown in so many ways to come back to this topic in a whole new way. And I know that I have grown in so many ways to really even present this topic to you in a different way than I was in the last year. And so we're going to go through this session. And if you've heard this before, I want you to really pay close attention to what has shifted, because we're going to talk about this today more as the power of being versus doing. The power of being versus doing. So I want everybody to type that in the chat box. The power of being versus doing. Type that in for me. Beautiful. And Vanessa, I just want to make sure you're all good. I see you said there you added yourself to the wait list, so you probably want to get on and make sure that you can get through. So, can you all still hear me okay? Okay, being versus doing. Beautiful. I see you, Mary Teresa, everybody. Okay, great. So here's what's going to happen, okay? Many of you have heard, so the first person who I ever got this quote from that changed my life was from Les Brown. And Les Brown says, you don't get what you want in life, you get what you are. And many of you know in my book, I started flipping that around to just be so simple to say, you get what you are, not what you want. That's the quote that I've used in my book. You get what you are, not what you want. And so when we look at the power of being, it's so funny looking at these old slides. This is the original look and feel of the kingdom. This is the old slides. Anyway, so you look at doing versus being, and you look at what it means to be, what it actually means to be. And you see that throughout many traditions, spirituality to religious texts, to New Age thought, all gives us this same concept. In the Bible, they call it the golden rule, and every religion has some version of this. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And then we have, beautifully from Oprah, which I love this quote from Oprah, you are responsible for the energy that you are putting out into the world, because that very energy, bam, is coming right back to you every single time, whether you believe it or not, because it is law. It is law. And then my grandma, at least, and I put on this quote, everybody's grandma, says, you get back what you put out in life. And so these are one of these kind of sayings that go throughout many traditions, all throughout oral history, written history, that tells us that what we do and who we are being and the energy that we're putting out into the world comes back to us. It is already done. It's already done. As soon as you put out the action, as soon as you put out the energy of being, right? The moment you do that, the same energy is already making its way back towards you in some way. And this is why I remember my grandma always telling me, my baka, who you guys have heard me talk about a lot, my mom will tell you this. My mom will, I'm seeing your retro comments, which is why I'm laughing. So my mom will tell you that my baka used to always say this: it ain't your job to worry about punishing people. It ain't your job to even worry about getting them back, because karma will get them. God will get them. Whatever they're doing, it's getting done back to them. It's all being taken care of. Okay, it's all being taken care of. And this is why I don't believe in holding grudges or even like punishing people when they're doing stuff or when they act funny to me. I'm like, you did that? It's already on its way back to you. I don't have to do anything. It's already on its way, right? And this is what we see in cycles and circles and cycles and circles and cycles and circles. And this is not just about negative things that people do. It's also about the positive things that you do. It's also about the positive things that you do. Because as you bring more gratitude into the world, as you bring more joy into the world, as you bring more power into the world, as you bring more authenticity into the world, as you bring more of all of these things into the world, you're instantly setting something in motion to come right back to you. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and it's also in the power of who you're being. Yes? It's in the power of who you're being. And so I just want to make sure that we're really anchored in together as a team, as a family here on this concept in particular. Because if we can stay anchored in on this concept, then as we continue going through this session, you're going to understand it in a little bit of a different way. Okay? So check this out. When we talk about doing versus being, what this is really about is the internal work that we all must do to make our external world show up differently. And this is why we're here at the kingdom. This is why I'm here at Esalen. This is why we're here in these places. What is the internal work that we all must do to make our external world show up differently? What I've started calling this over the years, and I didn't say this in our first session because I didn't have this language yet. I hadn't created the liberation experience or anything like that yet. What I've started calling this is inner activism. And it's not about being woke and this and that. It's about inner activism. The reason why I call it inner activism isn't because the external activism doesn't work. Allison knows this. Allison, who's here, has been doing activism for years and years and years. It's not saying the external activism doesn't matter. It's saying that the external work that we're doing on our families, on our trauma, on our societies, on our activism, on our laws, on our governments, on our communities, on ourselves. The reason that the internal work is so important is because the external work must be met by the same level of commitment of our internal work, so that all this doing that we're doing can actually have the impact that we want it to have. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you all hear what I'm saying? The impact that we actually want all of our doing to have, the only way it can happen is if who we're being inside of that doing changes. Because who we're being inside of the doing is what creates that ripple reaction that comes back to you and creates impact in the world at the same time. Are y'all following me? Okay. Yes, I am wearing something. It says dangerous emotions. I know. I have an unusual shirt on that you guys don't normally see me in here. I need to do laundry. So that's where I'm at today. Dangerous emotions, which dangerous in the best way possible, right? So let's make this really practical, okay? Because I know some of this can sound really philosophical at times, right? This can sound really philosophical. Okay. The external work and the internal work, and the internal work matters, and being and doing and this and that. We're going to break it down, okay? Mary Teresa just typed it in. Who are we being inside of the doing that creates the impact? Let's break it down. And I want several of you to type in examples that you can think of, okay? Because there's many examples. I'm going to give one right now, okay? How many of us have been to a doctor who's doing the job of being a doctor? He's doing the work, showing up in the office, doing the things, taking your temperature, doing the things. But who that doctor is being inside of the doing makes you feel worse when you leave the doctor than you felt when you got in there in the first place. Who that doctor was being, who they were being inside of the doing matters, had the impact. On the flip side of this, okay, how many of us have been to a doctor who's doing the job of being a doctor, and who, because of who they're being, can give us life-altering news about ourselves or about a loved one, and who they're being inside of that doing makes us feel like something is possible, makes us feel hope, makes us feel compassion, makes us feel love, like we can do this because of who they're being inside of the doing. Do you understand? And so this is why so many of you, I have somebody in my family, my aunt, who got diagnosed with cancer, had this one doctor who was sending her down the wrong road, switch doctors, who that doctor was being inside of the doing. She's still here years later after the first doctor said she only had a few months. So who that doctor was being, the beingness, it wasn't the doctor doing. The doctor didn't do anything. It was who the doctor was being inside of the doing that gave my aunt the opportunity to live for more than 2 years, who was still here on this planet when they said she might have a few months. The impact is inside of the being of what you're doing. And because of who you're being, the choices in your actions change. I see Evie's dad is here. Hi, Evie. We love your daughter so much here at the Kingdom. We love Evie so much here at the Kingdom. So Evie's dad, welcome. And sorry, I don't know if I use the right pronouns. So Evie, we love you. And thank you for being here as a part of this community. And so here we are. Here we are at and Evie, you can tell me the correct, I don't know what your child, I probably is a better word for they, them, right? Evie, can you tell me? I'm actually learning something here. I know how to use he, her, they, them, she, him. I know how to use all of those. But when you're saying like son or daughter, you just say child or kid. Just please tell me what's appropriate. Thank you for helping me learn here. I feel like an old person around this stuff, you guys. Honestly, millennials are out of touch these days. So thank you, Evie, for helping us all learn here today how to properly do that when the pronouns are they, them. So back in. being and doing, being and doing. So it's not that the doing doesn't matter. It's that the doing matters so much that it must be met with the same level of commitment of our internal work so that the doing and the external work can have the impact that we want it to have. Thank you, Evie. I got you in the chat box. And so here we are in such a beautiful space together, learning and growing, right? And Evie, hopefully I showed up as honoring and respectful as possible for you there. So thank you for helping our community learn. Thank you, thank you. And so what I want to talk about right now is, and this is from my book, From Stay Woke, is this quote: "Our old programming often originates from our trauma in early life. And although those traumas and situations are usually non-existent in our current reality, what we do is we internalize those hateful voices and learn to rerun an outdated script that was never ours to begin with. And today," let me get the drum. "Today, we're updating the program. We're upgrading the operating system. We're going from Windows 95 to Windows 2000. We're going from AOL 3.0 to AOL XP. We're going from Mac OS X to Mac OS X Big Sur. We're upgrading the program from iPhone 10 to iPhone 15. We're upgrading the program. And this is what we do every time we drop into spiritual space. This is what we do every time we drop into spiritual space, is we have the opportunity to plug in to something greater than ourselves, to truly transform at the level of who we are being. Okay? And, there's this beautiful quote by Jon Kabat-Zinn, who I love, who's become beyond time and space friend, he calls me. And a title of John's book is "Wherever You Go, There You Are." Wherever you go, there you are. And the reason why this is so important, wherever you go, there you are, is because we can do a lot of things to try to change the external circumstances of our lives. We can try to do so many things to try to change the external circumstances of our lives. And there's a lot of shit that we all try to do, right? Think about it on an individual level, okay? So we want to change our finances. So we try to get a new job. We try to make more money. But if we haven't changed at our level of being, wherever you go, there you are. You is who you are being. So you may get the new job. You may make more money. But if you haven't transformed at your level of being, then you end up in the same financial situation with money, regardless of how much more you made. We can look at this with our bodies. You can go to the gym. You can get a trainer. You can go on a diet. But if you haven't changed at your level of being, it doesn't matter what gym you go to, because wherever you go, there you are. We can try to work on our emotions, go on a vacation, come to Esalen, go to a new city. Wherever you go, there you are. Guess what? You're going to get off that plane, and if you were in a funk, you're still going to be in a funk, right? It can change it temporarily. And Kathy says, wherever I go, I am always with myself, so I better enjoy me because I'm always with me. And then when we think of the collective, these are slides from last year. It's so interesting. You can see the big movement that was around the world for reallocating resources, which became known, unfortunately, I would say, as defunding the police. We can look at the movement that there was to elect a different president. We can look at breaking and burning down the whole system. But guess what? Just like it says at the bottom of the page here, we'll just rebuild the same thing again and again and again, because wherever you go, there you are. So if we haven't changed at our level of being, you could do everything you could possibly imagine doing, but you won't feel different inside. You won't have the lasting impact inside if we haven't changed at our level of being. And I know this story so well. I know the story so well. I think back to little Justin. Do I have a picture here in these slides? I do. Y'all know I like to show my little Justin picture. I think back to little Justin, right? Little J. I'll put him up here. I always do this when it comes up. Little J. And, I talked about our conditioning and our trauma and our shadow. You can see how now that we've had a year together, how all of these concepts tie together, right? So we look at our conditioning and our trauma and our shadow and what we do and what's making the choices for us in our lives. And I think of little Justin, right? Who's hiding in the closet, afraid to be his full authentic self, afraid to be true, so he became an overachiever, overfunctioner, the successful one, continuing down doing whatever road it was that he needed to be on to be validated and accepted and not teased and not bullied and to be successful so he didn't feel poor. All these different things, right? All conditioning, all trauma, doing all of the choice making. And so there he is, right? Little Justin in this moment. And I do everything. Graduate the top of my class. Drumline captain. I was drumline captain. This is why I'm waking up my drumming energy again. Drumline captain. Class president. Gave the speech at graduation. Full ride academic scholarship to go to UCLA. In the top of my class at UCLA, in the most impacted major, coming out of the closet, making more money than I had ever even dreamed of making at the age that I was at 21, 22 years old, with an office and 6 figures and 5 employees, living at the beach, driving a BMW at 23. I did everything. I was still miserable. Wherever you go, there you are. And that is what brought me to this work, to my dangerous emotions. That's what brought me here to this work, to be here in service with all of you, is because finally I had that moment, and we get these moments again and again and again. Finally, I had that moment that I said, I'm not happy. What do I do? And then I learned, thankfully, being guided by teachers and mentors and the universe and God pointing me towards all the right people and me opening to them and them saying, hey, Justin, you're pointed out. Point in. Point in to those dangerous emotions. Point in. And when you go in, deep in, deeper, deeper, deeper in, that's where it's at. And so that's the work that I'm here to do. That's the work that is inner activism. That is the work that we're here to do together at the Kingdom, so that we can go out in the world and do things that matter and do things that make a lasting impact. And so I want you all to try this motion with me very quick, because it felt like I felt it. I want you all to try this motion with me. Okay? So make your hands go out like this. Out, out, out. We're focusing out on the job, the career, all the things. We're focusing out. And I want you to just flip your fingers, get right at the center of the heart like an arrow, and let your chest cave back and point in, and just feel it in silence. Who do you want to be? With your hands here in this spot, I want you to fill in this blank. I'm going to say a sentence and you fill in the blank with whatever word comes to you. I am blank. I am blank. I will be blank. I will be. I believe blank. I believe. I love blank. I love. I am blank. I will be blank. I believe blank. I love blank. What were some of your words? You can type some of your words in the chat box. This is the power of changing at your level of being, and this is the work that we're here to do today. So, I see your words coming through. Wendy, Grace, Aveline, warrior, change maker. Shannon, authentic, vulnerable and strong. Seza, I will figure it out. Mary Teresa, I am brilliant. I will be free. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I know that song. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. If I just spread my wings. Beautiful compassion, transformation, trust myself. Filled, magnificent, powerful freedom, this world. I am love. I will keep smiling. I'm ready. I'm curious. I'm open. I'm resilient. I'm powerful. I'm on my path. I will live for myself. I believe me. I am brave. I believe me. I am whole. I'm ready. I am worthy. I am powerful. I deserve this life. I know that one, Sandy. I'm on my path. I am love. I am worthy. I'm kind. I will be okay. I am blessed. I will be a blessing to others. I believe in love. Believe. Unique, vulnerable, divine. Look at this. Open and curious. And so what the power that we have the opportunity to do here, everyone, is to bring these words, not just have them floating around in your mind, to bring the energy of these words to everything you do. Just like we would say the doctor who brings hope and compassion is hopeful and kind and loving. They don't just think about it, they are being it inside of everything they do. They're not waiting to do something they like to be kind. They are being it. Who do you want to be? In everything that you do, in the people that you have to care for, to your kids, to your job, to the grocery store clerk, to everyone you come in contact with. Who are you being? That's it. That's the change point. And watch what happens. I've learned this really. I'm super consistent with people. I try to be super kind, super open, super just regular, like with as many people as possible, look them in the eyes, give compliments, love on everybody, the people serving the food, the people at the garden here, the people at the grocery store, the person at the gas station. Like, this is because it's who I am being. It's not just, oh, when I'm at the kingdom, then I'm doing the Justin Michael Williams role. It's no, this is who I'm being. And so the doing is natural because it's who you're being, right? So this is the magic that we have, the opportunity that we have to change our lives. All right. So I saw one question here that Arietta asks, are there recordings of these sessions? Absolutely. They're all up. So number one, they're on, if you just go to justinmichaelwilliams.com and click the kingdom, there's a little button that says watch recordings. They're all on my website. Every single one, all 50 of them are available, videos. And there's also audios of all of them that go up about 6 to 8 weeks later of the podcast. And so a lot of the episodes are up on our podcast as well. So you can always come back and listen to these later. And as soon as this session is over, at this same exact link where you're watching this, literally the moment it ends, the replay is already up and available. So you don't even have to wait to get the recordings. Okay. So here's our moment to think of our golden nugget, our main takeaway from today's session. So I'd like you to go ahead and just place your hands over your heart. Close your eyes. Take a full deep breath in and a deep breath out. And if you could think of just one golden nugget, one main takeaway that you want to take away from this session, what would that takeaway be? And as you think of that takeaway, repeat it in your mind a few times, and the way that we ripple this out into the world, is truly and completely by changing at our level of being. And so I will inspire you to share something that you learned today with someone else that you love. You can post it on social media. If you tag me, I'll try to repost you. And you can also just share it with your friends or family. And in each way, we each become the ripples, because I can't do this work alone. It's going to be all of us spreading this wisdom around the world. So go ahead and type your golden nuggets in. And I see you guys are all setting up carpools and rides to Esalen. Evie, you are meant to be here. Book your room and we'll set up the logistics later. Don't let fear get in the way. And Aveline and Evie, I see you guys are connecting. There's other people that are there to connect, to come to Esalen. If you all need any support, just email me. I'll do the best that I can. Honestly, Alex will be the one doing it. You all know how this rolls because he's amazing. And I love you all. So here's our golden nuggets. Who I am being determines what I can do in the world. Inner activism. Who am I being? Wherever you go, there you are. The movement that I showed you in and out, and this is the inner activism that we have into the world. My golden nugget, as I'm literally looking on the screen right now, this picture of little Justin, is that every single day, I get to allow this little guy to live the life that he always wanted to live. Right here, right now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And so do you. I love you all very much.